Yeah, hi guys. How are you doing? Today I'm going to be upgrading the power of my engine from 320 horsepower to 420 horsepower. This is an N55 BMW engine, and for me to achieve this, I will need a software tuner. What I'll be using for this is the MHD, so I'm going to be doing stage 2 tuning for the engine. I'm also going to be changing my plugs. I'm going to be using high performance plugs and also, high performance coils. Then also I'm going to be changing my intercooler. So the intercooler basically is just a coolant system that stands between the turbocharger and the engine. So, for this kind of tune, you need a bigger and more efficient intercooler. So I'm going to be changing that. Some people, they change their downpipes, but I think for this, I'm not going to be changing my downpipes, because it's really very difficult, doing that. And I don't think I have the time to do that. So I'm going to be leaving the downpipes out. So for you guys that want to change the downpipes, feel free to do that. So basically, before I do the software tuning, I will need to change, the coils and also the plug. So for that, all you need to do is to take off this. This is the air filter, so this is very easy. It's just lift this up, with slight force. It comes up, comes out rather. Then also this beauty cover, once you jiggle it a bit, with a bit of force, it comes out. Then you also take out this pipe too. This pipe goes all the way to the turbocharger. So that also needs to be taken out. So once you take all this out, so it will expose the plugs and also the coils in here. So I want to warn you guys, in taking out all these plastics, please be very, very careful. These are really very delicate. If you know that, you're not hands-on like me, please take this to a BMW mechanic to do for you. You can just give the mechanic instruction of what to do, and the mechanic, does it professionally. Otherwise, I guarantee you that you will damage your engine. Yes, you will damage your engine. So if you know that you're not a hands-on type, like me, please do not attempt to do this yourself. So another thing that is very important is that whenever you're putting the plugs back, do not over tighten them, okay? Tighten them at a torque specification of 23 Newton meters. That is what is recommended, by BMW. And for you to achieve that, use a torque spanner or a torque wrench, as in for that. I am using the coil set and also the plugs, for a BMW F10 535i. So this is a very simple job to do. Basically, the things you need to take off, include the air filter, which I've taken out already. Then there's a pipe coming from the air filter, down to the intercooler, which is this. So this also has to be taken off completely. So once you have that taken out, then you have the coils exposed. So these are the coils here. You have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 2 are still hidden, so you may still need to remove this cable holder here to expose the remaining 2 coils. So this is the coil. Once you have this coil out, underneath the coil you have the plug. So this is coil number 1. So once you have this removed, you see the plug inside. So you have to take off this, then take off the remaining 5 for you to expose the plug. Then you can take out the plug. So you need to be very careful, especially when you are removing, the clips, holding the plastics, all connected within this engine. To get the plugs out, you need a special plug socket. This is particularly made for BMWs. As you can see, the wall is really very thin, and it's also flexible here, because the way BM's plug is installed, is installed at an indented position. So a straight screw, straight through plug spanner may not be able to do the job. So you need something like this that is flexible enough for you to get through. So guys, I'm trying to install the plug right now. So be careful when you're installing the plug, do not over tight. Tighten it at 23 Newton meters. Yes. And to ensure that I can achieve that, I'm using a digital torque wrench as right now. So make sure you tighten it at 23 Newton meters, okay? So now that I'm done with all the hardware replacements, the next thing for me to do is to do a software tuning for the engine. In fact, this is what will bring the magic out of the engine finally. And for you to do that, just like I mentioned earlier, you will need an MHD software tuner. You can purchase this directly from MHD. You have it installed on your phone. Additionally, you will need an MHD adapter. This is very important. So you buy this separately. You also buy the software separately. So this goes into the OBD2 port on your car. So this is what links your car's electronic system, ECU, to the MHD tuning software. So without this, you can't do anything with the software. So this has to be plugged onto your car before you can connect. So let me try and do that. Okay, so now that I have the adapter plugged, you also now have to initialize the MHD software. So there are different types of software for different type of engine. Okay, for this particular car, it's an N55 engine, and it's an F series car. So I'm going to be using the one that says MHD F plus G. So this is the one that's going to connect to this car. So also ensure that your Wi-Fi connection is connected to the wireless signal being broadcast by the adapter. The adapter has a wireless access point, so you need to connect your Wi-Fi on your phone directly to it. Otherwise, you won't be able to connect the software. Okay, so once you've done that, the very first place you go to is a flash MHD map. So once you click on this, it tries to connect to your DME. Your DME is just the digital motor electronics in your BMW. So there are 3 stages here for tuning. So you can do stage 0. Okay, you can do stage 1. You can do stage 2, and you can also do stage 2 plus. Okay, so for stage 2 plus, it's always recommended that you have your downpipes, upgraded. Otherwise, you may break something in your car. Okay, so for me, I'm going to do stage 2 because I've changed some of the hardware that are required, like my plugs, my coils, and also my intercooler. So I'm going to do stage 2. Oh, okay, I guess I'm not logged in. So for you to use the software, you need to log in. Okay, so while purchasing the software, you also need to create an account. Okay, so I've logged in now, so let's try again. Oh, sorry. Okay. So for you to log in, ensure that your phone is connected back to the internet. And once you're done, you connect back to the MHD adapter. Okay, so stage 2. Alright, so once you get here, the very first time you're going to upgrade or tune your engine, you click on the long right. So that will take a while for it to, reconfigure your digital motor electronics, to upgrade the power of your engine. It also has other options here. Okay, there are different options here. Okay, so this will add additional features to your car. For example, if you want an exhaust bobber, typical of muscle cars, you can hit on this. But of course, for that to be very effective, you must be doing a straight through piping, okay, which means that you need to delete the mufflers in the car. Otherwise, you may not really feel the effect of that. So there are other things that you can do here, just to give you a better experience, while driving the car. So once you're done with perfecting your configurations, then you click on the long right. Okay, so I must warn you, while doing this, ensure that the engine is not on. Only ensure that your ignition is on. Okay, so this should probably take I think the whole process shouldn't take more than 2-3 minutes. Why? Because you're using a very fast OBD2 adapter. Okay, for those that use a regular OBD2 cable, it may take about 45 minutes. Okay, but because we are using this very fast adapter, this shouldn't take more than 3-4 minutes, for the whole configuration to be completed. So once you're done with this, then your car will have been officially upgraded to about 420 horsepower. So the software tune is running. I have started since, so I think it's about 65% complete right now. So it's very fast, just because I'm using a very fast wireless OBD2 adapter. If I were to use in the cable type, it may take about 45 minutes. So if you're using like a cable connector, then I will advise that you use some sort of battery tether, to ensure that your battery is constantly recharged as this process runs. Otherwise, you may damage your car. So it's very important. If it tells you that it's going to be running this process for about 45 minutes, and that usually happens if you're using a cable to connect your car to the software. But in my case, I'm using a very fast wireless OBD2 adapter. So as you can see, coding success. So it's done with the coding now. So after the coding is complete, it's advised that you wait for about 30 seconds, okay, just for the DME and the ECUs, to complete its processes. So wait for about 30 minutes. I usually wait for about 2 minutes. So I think that's it. And you guys take care. Your smile makes me happy, baby.